What's going on? What's going on? Be back for another one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the videos. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder 3. Is it going to happen or is it not? Every single day, every single week, there's different types of talks, different type of things going on, which sometimes puts questions in people's heads. Me personally, yes, cutting to the chase, I think it's going to happen. I don't think Tyson Fury really has any way out of the fight. But, hey, it's Tyson Fury. Who knows? He might do something crazy out of his mind. So we have to see what's going to happen. Now, in the last couple of days, Tyson Fury has said that when it pertains to that fight, it's done, it's over. He's not doing it, and he's moving on. He's going to fight in December against whoever the hell he's supposed to going to fight in December in the UK. Then after that, he's going to fight Anthony Joshua in a big clash. Or the UK stars for, I don't believe it would be actually for Undisputed, because I think Anthony Joshua would be getting stripped by the WBA, and Usyk will be fighting for that belt. But let's say they're fighting for Undisputed, so that's what they'd be looking at doing to, solidify, I guess, the king of the heavyweight division in boxing. Can he do it? I don't believe so. It's just a couple of different things. Number one, as far as the negotiations is going on, Bob Arum said that, it's expired. The date of them, ending everything is expired, and that's it, and they're not going to fight. He can move on. There's nothing they can do to stop it. But in the same breath, he says that, well, I guess they could file a lawsuit. You know how Bob Arum is. He'll say one thing and he'll say something else. Now, I do know that, when you are, let's say you do have a contract, and let's say there even was an expiration date on the contract, but you keep talking, you keep negotiating after that date. I guess it's actually something, that's, in the law that says when you're basically doing something like that, you're basically, through your actions, showing that, you're continuing, with whatever was going on. You can't just stop and say, oh, well, that's it, and just move on necessarily. So you do have some kind of recourse when you've done something of that nature. But according to the Deontay Wilder's team, come out and said, no, there was no damn expiration date and nothing's expired. And I think the big thing about it is it wasn't a thing where Deontay Wilder was saying, nah, I need an extension because of this, or no, I need to wait because of that. I guess they had agreed on, doing the fight in December, I guess December 19th. Like, all right, we're going to do it on December 19th. They found out, I guess, a venue where they said that, hey, they might have been able to bring in like 15,000 people in a stadium, I guess, in Vegas, I guess a new Raiders stadium. They had all these things kind of set up, but the network said that that date did not work. And it wasn't just Fox who said it was Fox and ESPN said those dates don't work because they do have college football, they do have the NFL also, all those things going on, which both these networks deal with. So on that particular day, there's a lot of games going on, which I guess is December the 19th. So it's a date that just would not work. So they both said no. So you can't just turn around and then say, oh, well, I'm walking away then. Hey, my network said that they can't do it on this particular day, so I'm good. I'm out. I'm just going to move on. That's not how it works. He would open up himself, and forget about him opening up himself. Top Rank at ESPN would be opening themselves up to suit in a lawsuit that I don't think they'd be winning. So either way, and if they did walk away and go do whatever they were trying to do, Deontay Wilder's still making off big time when it comes to that. And if you did step ESPN like that, Tyson Fury basically has a contract with Top Rank and ESPN right now. How would that go along? How are they going to feel about it? When it pertains to that, they're just going to show this bum fights or whatever that they're trying to put on. And then what are they getting? What big fight are they getting out of it? Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua is not a big fight in the United States. I understand it's like the biggest thing in the UK. The United States, nothing. That's not a pay-per-view fight. That's number one. And number two is in the damn afternoon. No one's paying for pay-per-view in the United States for that. They're not even going to get viewership like that if they just show it just in general. Just in general. On direct ESPN, ESPN Plus, they're going to get some viewership, but nothing crazy like that. It's just not a big fight in the United States. It's not a big fight that people are going to be clamoring for. So what exactly is ESPN getting out of it? Nothing. And then forget about all that. Forget about the litigation. Forget about ESPN having put out all this money and pretty much not getting that other secondary part of the return that they wanted. Because remember, Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, this particular fight is a 60-40 split Tyson Fury's way. So that's how it's supposed to get 60% of the profits. You have a fight in between. Number one, even if you guys were to fight, that 60-40 thing is out the window. Okay, because like Bob Burns, because that contract quote would be dead. You know, so that becomes a problem. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to abide by that anymore. He doesn't have to. But also the biggest thing after that is that this other side's not going to want to work with you anymore when it comes to these types of events. When it talks about two sides putting up all this money to make this big, massive events between two different fighters that are on two different networks. Because they kept up their side of it, but then there was supposed to be a B side of things that you're supposed to do, and you didn't hold up your side of the bargain. You know, both sides invested all this money into this bout. You know, Fox was giving up Super Bowl-like slots to promote this fight. You know how much Super Bowl slots, what's it called? How much, if you had to pay for those slots, how much you'd have to pay? How many tens of millions you'd have to pay? But they let those slots be available to promote those fights during Super Bowl weekend, during the Super Bowl. You know, so now it's time for them to reap the benefits of all that with this second particular fight, and you're cutting them off and going on doing your own thing. That happens, so why exactly would they do an Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford fight? What would be the point of doing even something like that? There'd be none. None. So if this happens, you're going to have to say Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. You can forget that fight. That fight's no longer going to happen. It's over. It's a done deal. It's a wrap. You know, so there's a lot of different things, you know, that could happen if this was to pull off. And then the biggest thing, this is the funny thing about it, because I don't believe Anthony Joshua's going to fight Tyson Fury. I don't believe that fight happens at all. I believe they have an 8-year plan for Anthony Joshua, and they're going to stick to that plan. They had a hiccup when it came to Ruiz, but they got a plan, and $100 million sounds really nice. Except the fact that you could probably make that in 3, maybe 4 fights with Anthony Joshua. That's 2 years worth of work. That's 2 years worth of work. You got years after that. And these people look at things long term. And financially, believe it or not, with the plans that they have, it doesn't necessarily work for them. They can do Dillian White versus whatever his name is, winner. They still have Usyk. Right now, they still have to fight whatever the hell his name is, the guy from Top Rank. Pulev. They got other things that they can still do right now. And I think that's the direction that they're going to continue going. You know, so it'll be nice. Yeah, we're going to do an Anthony Joshua fight. We're going to do an Anthony Joshua fight until you're done with your bout and Anthony Joshua's done with his bout, and boom. Eddie Hearn's like, you know what? We're not going to be able to do this right now. And that pops up. Because that fight's not happening no time soon. No time soon. And then what you left with? Now you're left with this commodity that you can't do ish with. You know, who's he going to fight? Who's Tyson Fury going to fight then? Who's he fighting in the UK? Who is he going to be fighting that's going to have the United States crowd interested so they can actually show this guy on ESPN? Nobody. And Deontay Wilder would be a moron to freaking try to just cater to him at that point. At that point, you go fight whoever the hell you're going to fight. Fight one more person after that. You go fight Andy Ruiz in a massive pay-per-view in the United States. You know, in September. You fight him in September. And make a killing off of that fight. And then you set yourself up into contention to be a WBA or IBF mandatory. And then you put yourself into a space where whoever holds those belts has to either fight you or vacate. And you're a champion again in less than a year. Then Anthony Joshua have to make choices now. Are you going to let go of that belt? Are you going to allow yourself to be stripped? Or are you going to fight Deontay Wilder for it in order to keep it? You know, he'll have other things that he can do. You know? And if Tyson Fury wants to fight you real bad, cool. You come over here, you fight on Fox in the 60-40 my way. Because I got options. But we'll see how it all pans out, though. At the end of the day, I think it's all BS. And I think Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder will be happening in January, February, and that's it. But we all see. But for now, like, subscribe, share. I'm out.